Welcome back, guys. This is the fifth video and the last portion of quadratic equations exercise 5.5 of class 10 ML Level 1. Now, in this section, we are going to see questions based on calculation of age of person. In this question, we have the sum of ages of Vivek and his younger brother Amit is 47 years. So the sum of their age is 47 and the product of their age is 550 years. Okay. We need to find the age, present age of Vivek and Amit. For that, let us assume that age of Vivek to be X. Okay. So let the age or present age anyway here. Let the age of Vivek be X years. Now we know that we can use the conditions given here. Okay, so younger brother Amit's age and his age when added. So Amit's age plus Vivek's age equals to 47. So Amit's age has to be 47 minus Vivek's age, and that's X. So what we are doing here is we are going to compare their age based on a particular condition, and then we use the second condition that's here. We can also use the second condition first, and then we can substitute those values in the first condition. So we have used the first condition, that's the sum of their age is 47, and then we are going to put the values into the second condition. So we know that the product of their ages equals to 550 years. So we have X into 47 minus X equals to 550. So it's that simple. We have x square minus x square plus 47x equals to 550. Taking everything on the right, we have x square minus 47x and 500 on the right itself plus 500 equals to 0. So this is our quadratic equation. Now you need to solve it. This is 550, guys. 550. Okay. So this is the solution for the quadratic equation. We have x equals to 22 or x equals to 25. So after solving, we get x equals to 22 or x equals to. So who is older? According to that, we are going to put the higher value for that person. Okay, so Vivek's age is 25 years and Amit says his younger brother is 22 years. Now if you want to verify your solution, you can just check whether the product of their age 25 into 22 you get 550 or not. So it's coming 550. Okay, and the sum of their age is 47. So your solution is correct. Remember that we can solve this type of questions using simultaneous linear equations in two variables. Actually, all the problems that we have solved so far can be solved also using simultaneous equations in two variables. But since we are dealing with chapter of quadratic, we are going to solve all the questions using quadratic equation solution. If you see this question here, age of a man is twice the square of his son's age. So questions based on age calculation are a bit tricky. So you have to be careful when you are writing the condition in expression format. Okay, so the man's age is twice that of his son's age square. So we have to assume that his son's age is x. Okay, so 8 years hence, after 8 years, the man's age will be 4 years more than 3 times. So be careful when you are reading all this and writing it in the expression format. So after 8 years, the man's age will be 4 years more than 3 times his son's age. Okay, so you have to find their present ages. So let us start with let the present age of son be x. Then the present age of man is 2 times the square of the son's age. So twice the square of the son's age, that means the square of x. So this is the man's present age. Okay, now after 8 years, hence means after. Okay, so after 8 years, obviously both of their age would increase by 8, so son's age would be x plus 8 and the man's age would be whatever the present age is, 2x square plus 8. Now, according to the given condition, let us write this in the expression format first. So man's age, so this is after 8 years. Okay, man's age would be 3 times son's age and 4 more than that. Okay, so according to the condition, 4 years more than 3 times his son's age. So we have 2x square plus 8 equals to 3 times x plus 8 plus 4. So we have found the required expression. Now reduce it to a quadratic equation. We have 2x square. Now from this side we get 3x. So bringing it to the left side, we have minus 3x plus 8, and here we have 24 plus 8 20 plus 4 28. So bringing it to the left, we have plus 8 minus the 28. Okay, equals to 0. So our quadratic equation is 2x square minus 3x, that's minus 20, equals to 0. I need to solve it. So here is our solution. This is the quadratic equation, 2x square minus 3x minus 20 equals to 0. Now after solving, we get x equals to minus 5 by 2 or x equals to 4. We get x equals to minus 5 by 2 or x equals to 4. So we know that x is what? X is the present age of son. So that cannot be negative. So discarding the negative value of x, therefore present age of son equals to x, that's 4 years, and the present age of the man equals to, we have man's age to be 2 times his son's age square. Okay, so we have 2 into 4 square, that's 2 into 16, 32 years. Okay, so the man's present is 32 years and the son's present age is 4 years. If you want to verify, after 8 years, son's age would be 12 years. Son's age is 12 years after 8 years, and the man's age is After 8 years it is going to be 40 years. And if you compare the condition, we have 3 times son's age, that's 3 into 12, 36, plus 4 is the man's age, that's 40. So our solution is correct. Here is the last question of this section. We have 2 years ago, okay, before 2 years, a man's age was 3 times. So when you are reading out the question, you just underline those important points. So 3 times the square of the daughter's age. So writing that in the expression, 2 years back, so let the daughter's present age be x. So 2 years back, the daughter's age has to be x minus 2. Okay, that's the present age. Okay, present age is x, so 2 years back it has to be x minus 2. And the man's age those 2 years ago was 3 times the square of the daughter's age. That means 3 into x minus 2 whole square. So this is the daughter's age, x minus 2. 2 years ago, this was the condition. Okay, now after 3 years, the man's age is 4 times his daughter's age. So after 3 years, daughter's age would be x plus 3, and the man's age will be 4 times the daughter's age, so 4 times x plus 3. Now there is another hidden condition that you need to find out, because there is no more condition given here relating those two. So the hidden condition is the present age of man is not given. This is the man's age 2 years back, and this is the man's age after 3 years. Okay, so you need to find out the relation between these two. So you know that the time gap is 5 years. So man says after 3 years minus 5 years. If we are subtracting the number of years, that's 5, then we get man says 2 years back. Or we can also subtract this 2 years age, 2 years back age from the 3 years later age. So we get 5. So anyway, the condition comes to the same place. So man says after 3 years is 4 into x plus 3, and before 2 years it's this 3 into x minus 2 whole square, and if we subtract 5 from here, they are equal now. So this is the expression. We need to solve it, reduce it to a quadratic equation first, and then solve it. So this is the solution. We have reduced to a quadratic equation 3x square minus 16x plus 5 equals to 0. So on splitting the middle term and finding the factors, we get x minus 5 into 3x minus 1 equals to 0, and x equals to 5 or x equals to 1 by 3. So we have x equals to 5 or x equals to 1 by 3. Now taking the integer value of x, the daughter's present age would be 5 years, x is 5, and the man's age after 3 years, it is given 4 into x plus 3. We can use any of the conditions, whether we are using 3 years after age or the 2 years back age, doesn't matter. So you should get the man's present age precisely what is required. So man's age after 3 years is 4 into x plus 3. So that's 5 plus 3 is 8, and 4 times that is 5. So the man's age after 3 years is 32 years. So the present age has to be 3 years less than that. So the present age of the man is 29 years, and the present age of the daughter is 5 years. That was all from this exercise 5.5 of quadratic equations. I hope we have covered all the different types of questions in the exercise. If you have missed any type of the question, you can go back, and we have already 5 different videos based on the different types of questions. Okay, so you can always go back and check your different categories. Till then, and if you have any questions, you can write down in the comment section below, so let me know if I can help you. Okay, thank you. for watching this, and see you in the next class.